Hello, this is Brittany for week 14 discussion board. And for this discussion board, for the next 2 weeks, we'll be reading the book Stoner. And for the first part of the book, we were giving quotes to explain and how they relate to the book, and also to discuss themes and how America was during the time of the book, and if Stoner was in fact a loser. The first thing I want to address is how America was. The first part of the book, it talks about World War I and the end of that and its effect on people, and as well as going into the 1920s and mid 1920s, and the prohibition and the limits on alcohol and how that affects some of the characters in the story and how it's illegal, but they still do it anyways. And the next thing I want to talk about is the themes, and one main theme that I've seen is regret, in a way. I think Stoner kind of regrets marrying his wife, yet he doesn't know how to react to the situation because he's never been in the situation. I mean, there was parts where it's mentioned that he regretted leaving his parents and doing what he wanted to do, but in the end he didn't regret it because literature is his passion and he's pursuing what he wants to do. But all in all, his marriage is a huge bust. It doesn't end up the way he wants it, and he just kind of marries this woman, I feel like. Even though he loved her, he just married her because it was the first woman that he had this attraction to. So she's kind of disconnected from him, and even though they have a child, Stoner is pretty much the one that is involved with her. So yeah. And I don't think so far Stoner's a loser. I think he's very successful in the fact that he's a professor and he's written books, a book, and has done these things for himself that it wasn't likely because of where he came from. But I think he's a loser in his marriage. Well, at least to his wife, because his wife wants pretty much nothing to do with him. So that's that. And the quotes that were given, I was given chapter 9 to discuss, and the first quote is, "A loud noise interrupted him." This chapter is about a kid that Stoner gets introduced to. He walks into his office because he needs to be in his seminar, because he needs a certain amount of seminars to graduate, and he was referred by Lomax, which is the head of the English department, pretty much. And so this quote references to the fact that when Walker walks into the seminar late, he drops off his books and he makes a huge fuss about everything, and takes a long time to pick up his books. But I think the fact that this interrupts him and Walker is the one that's doing it kind of alludes to the fact that Walker's not going to be a very good student. He's very snippy to Stoner way, with his questions that are off the wall and they don't really make any sense. But I think that definitely hints to the fact that he's not going to be a very diligent and timely student. The second one that I'm going to discuss is, Stoner became aware that he was in the presence of a bluff so colossal that he had no ready means of dealing with it. This was during Walker's paper that he was supposed to write and give, but it was pretty much off the wall and not on the topic that he was supposed to give. So I think this is pretty much saying that Walker is a faker in a way. Not really a faker, but to Stoner he isn't what he was all cracked up to be by Lomax and himself. The last one was, "It was you he was attacking. I was hardly even involved." This was said by the character Catherine Driscoll, which was a student who was coming to the class to get her renewal of something to get her further education. I'm sorry, I'm really messing that up, but this was when Walker did his speech, his paper, and Stoner thought that it had offended Catherine because it was kind of like mocking her topic that she wrote her paper on. So Stoner walks up to Catherine after class and pretty much apologizes, and then Catherine says this to him: "It was you he was attacking. I was hardly even involved." Yet it was on the topic of her paper. The way Walker said things, it was kind of like mocking Stoner's teachings and how he thought, in a way. Like, it completely went against like the things that he was supposed to do. I think by him not doing his topic that he was assigned, it was kind of a big smack in the face to Stoner, because Stoner kind of went out of his way to put him in this class, and then it was pretty much a big failure in a way. So yeah, that's my presentation. Thank you.